Welcome to another episode of Down the Barrel Podcast with Jimmy and Dino.
And sometimes Jared.
Down the Barrel Podcast is brought to you by the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association and Wolf.Report.
Warning. This episode will discuss sensitive topics, including suicide and mental health struggles, especially as it pertains to combat veterans. If you find this content potentially distressing, please prioritize your well-being and feel free to disengage. It's okay to ask for help. Support is available if you or someone you know is experiencing suicidal thoughts or crisis. Please reach out immediately to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 988. Or text HOME to the crisis text line at 741-741.
Yeah, so we just got back from Game Fair this past Sunday, and it was a great time. The weather was a little warm for my liking. Mm-hmm. However, we met lots of great people.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, we met a great gentleman named Zach Johnson from Roger Up. He stopped by the booth, and we were instantly interested and hooked in his story and his program that he runs. And we were lucky enough to have Zach drive up to Grand Rapids. It's got to be a good 2.5, 3 hour drive. And he's here with us in studio now. So I appreciate it, Zach. Thanks for making the drive.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. This is an absolute blessing to be able to come onto another platform and share our story and who we are. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, thanks for making the drive coming up.
Yeah, Zach, so you are a Marine vet.
I am. Yep. I served in both Iraq and Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. When I was in the rear with the gear, so to speak, I was very fortunate to be in Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii. Oh, such a terrible duty station.
Right.
Yeah, you're in the best shape of your life. You're kissed by the sun. Oh, this is terrible. So I was part of a Combat Assault Company, 3rd Marine Regiment. Our specialty was beach assaults. So we have a platoon of amphibious assault vehicles, the maintenance platoon for them, and then I was part of the combat engineers. So we would splash, we'd go out about 2 miles, turn around, come back in, hit the beach. And we'd, typically we would have had like Bangalore torpedoes or something like that. We didn't have any of that explosive stuff on the island, but you run the scenario best you can. You assault into the town, and then, engineers, we consider ourselves the tip of the spear. And so we go in first, infantry comes in and runs and guns and does what they do best.
Right.
Nice.
So what island was that on?
That was on Oahu. And
okay.
So, based on all our shenanigans, they've closed a lot of the bars and restaurants.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I keep hearing it's not as fun as it once was, but no, we've had, so Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii, and then we would always detach from them, and so deployed twice with 1st Battalion, 3rd Marines. So I am a Combat Assault Company Marine, but I always kind of say I'm a 1-3 Marine because I deployed to Iraq with them, the Karma area around Bahria, where you heard about Uday Hussein's bathhouses. That's kind of the area that we were in, just outside of Fallujah. And then for Afghanistan, we were in the Helmand province. So we did the invasion of Marja while we were there.
Wow.
Most fun I ever had being miserable.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Man. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Right. No, it's a lot of fun. Anybody who, if there are younger listeners and they're thinking about it, whether it's the Marine Corps, the Army, the Navy, go talk to the different recruiters, figure out what's going to work best for you. And for the love of who, can you please just make sure you got a transferable job skill? Because I got some buddies that are going, I was in, didn't really do me a darn thing to get out. It's like, well, but hey, there's other options with we work with Helmets to Hard Hats. One of our team members actually has a place up in here in Hill City. And so he hunts and fishes out on Hill Lake and stuff like that. And so, but Helmets to Hard Hats has been a great program in support of us to help veterans to transition into the trades. And so we're very fortunate to have him as a Roger Up team member. But Justin also is a Hawaiian Marine, and he's an infantry guy, and he never lets me forget it.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, he always followed you in, didn't he?
He was usually behind me, but then of course they're the guys with the 249s, the 240s, the 50 cals, the big guns.
They got the good stuff.
Who, yeah, they know how to rip it up.
Right.
And for sure.
Yep.
I'm sitting here trying to relate to any of this. It's like I've been to a beach. I've probably made a couple bars want to shut down. Right. The rest of that, I have no relevant experience.
Yeah, it's an experience, and that is what it is, because you're sitting there. As a combat engineer, the best way to describe it is we build it and we blow it up. It's either construction from anything. Day one of class is literally, this is a hammer. This is a speed square. This is a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver, because you have to acknowledge that the young men and women that are coming into this may have never had experiences where they're around these tools. We maybe grew up, with dad or grandpa or whoever helping out around the house, doing the handyman stuff. There are people coming in the military who are of totally different backgrounds than some other people, and you have to start from square one.
Yeah.
And so you break it down. That was the most boring 2 hours of my life. Because I'm sitting there like, dude, I know.
I know how to use a hammer.
Oh man, put me on the power tools already. So it's that, but then it's construction, how to build SWA huts, how to build, fell standing timber, to where you've got multiple trees that you cut in a certain way to have them fall and interlock in a way to create a blocking position where if somebody were to pull them, they would intersect in such a way that they'd hook up and basically create their own wall. Patching and repairing tarmacs for flight lines, and then you go into just this heavy duty mine sweeping metal detecting, because like one of the things that we have to do if it's necessary is clear a minefield. Yeah. And so you have to know what those signatures on those metal detectors are. And that's how we pretty much spent the majority of the time in Iraq. Was we were running around. I got a metal detector in my left hand. I got my M4 in my right hand. My head is down. I've got infantry guys all around me. They're watching my cover. And if I get a signature, I tell them to stop, get down. I investigate it, clear it out. I've found everything from air to surface missiles, 155 millimeter mortars, 82 millimeter mortars. We found my squad of the 8 of us found 186 weapons caches in Iraq.
Wow.
And we were only in second place. One of the other squads, they had a few more than we did, but I walked around with 16.6 to C4 on my back, and it was basically another guy had a bunch of primers, and we'd find it, dig it, one's EOD coming, not for 2 hours. Put a stick on C4 on it, blow it. We'd pull the sticky stuff off the back, put it on top the way we thought was good enough. We'd pull pin on it, and we'd go keep walking, set the cordon on it, boom, it'd blow up, go back, check it. All right, keep going, move to the next one.
Wow.
Yeah. And
so what day of class was that?
So that was probably about 3 weeks in. We started doing that. So, but it was, school was only 2 months. Yeah. So the first 2 weeks was construction. We did a week of the fell standing timber, and they didn't do the flight line stuff until later on. They do it now. We didn't have any of that. And then it was literally 6 weeks of demolition.
Wow.
Yep.
Where was that when I was talking to my recruiter? Mm-hmm. I didn't get any of that. I think I was actually going to join the Marines. I had a couple of buddies go in as well, but I ended up getting accepted to college. Darn. But I was looking at, since I was real big in photography at the time, and one of my instructors back in college, he was a Marine, and he was a photographer and stuff. So I was like, oh, that'd be cool. Well, they go, yeah, you're going to be taking videos and pictures, but you're not going to be, you're not going to be in battle or anything like that. It's like, well, that sounds boring.
Yeah,
I'm going to be making recruiting videos, and so it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to be up there. I go, can I drive a tank? And they go, well, not really. I was like, all right, well, then I got accepted to college. So, but if I'd have known that, I'd have been like, yeah, sign me up. I want to blow stuff up.
Yeah, combat camera, we always kind of joked around with them, and there's some funny videos with like there's a gunnery sergeant going into I think it was before the invasion of Marja, has a fantastic speech that he does, and then he's like, combat camera, get the
out of my face.
And he's like, so you just yelling at him, and it's all in good fun. It's all good camaraderie. But yeah, there's probably pretty much kind of like Ritz camera, and you're just kind of in the rear, and you're like, okay, and if you could turn a little bit half step for me, and suck it in a bit, okay, and here's your photo for your meritorious whatever that you're doing. You're going on a meritorious board for promotion or something, and they would take your pictures. That's about it.
Yeah. So I'd have been the dork with the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, I still was a dork with a camera for many years, but
right, for sure.
That wasn't an option when I was looking at it.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want tomorrow at work, I can tell you to get the fuck out of my face.
You do that every day anyways.
For sure.
I'm heading out to Wyoming next week, and and when you get out there, like Tetons and everybody, you got these people who have just these mega telephoto lenses, and it's like, can you see the ticks on the thing from there? Like,
yeah.
But
they're pretty serious.
Oh, it's
all for so they can post it on Facebook or something.
Yep, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the good stuff, right?
Those were the good parts to it,
right? And then where'd you go from there?
So, basically the whole career of the Marine Corps, I went to boot camp. I'm what we call a Hollywood Marine, so California. I graduated there, MCRD San Diego, Marine Corps Recruit Depot. So did that, and then came home on my leave, went to school for 2 months. After that, went to Hawaii, had the fun of being a new boot to the fleet, which is not so fun. And then, you kind of get your landing gear and your stripes, so to speak, once you've made that first deployment. So after Iraq, the majority of the BS was done. There's always BS. It's always, fuck around and find out, standby to standby. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. But when we got to Afghanistan, we thought this was going to be the Wild West, and you're very fearful. And we had a pretty calm deployment, other than April 2nd of 2010 was still to this day the worst day of my life. We woke up that morning. We were building what's called a SWA hut. It was a 20 foot by 40 foot structure, what was going to be our chow hall, as we didn't really have one. We had like kind of a makeshift things. And so the FOB that we were at, forward observation base, we called the mansion. And when we're there, for the first 64 days, I didn't have a shower. We built our shower out of a 100-gallon air compressor tank that we put up on top of rocks. We would fill it up by hand with 5-gallon things. We'd go out, pump the water, dump it, pump the water, dump it, and then close it up. And then we'd hook up brake lines from the trucks and release the pressure to the brake line. That would charge that. And then we had all this plumbing stuff that we found out on missions that we just, MacGyvered together. And that came down. And I will tell you, I left that fire going a little too long underneath that thing for that first shower. I probably needed it, like, to get the yuck off me. But yeah, 64 days before I had my first shower, Christmas Eve, 2009. Oh God, I'll remember it for the rest of my life. But so then it was, we had that SWA hut, and so we had to build a lot of stuff on this base. And so we get a call from QRF, Quick Reaction Force. Hey, we got a downed vehicle in the neighboring area of operation, 3rd Battalion, 10th Marines, or 3rd Battalion, 11th Marines. I can't remember. They're an artillery unit. And so we would go up the 605, which is a route. We'd go to their area of operation. We called over to get in there, and then we go down a no-name road. Had no name to it on any of our maps or Blue Force trackers. So it's like, you're already kind of uneasy. And then as we go down, there's a split in the road. Well, I saw the fresh tire tracks here on the left side. We're escorting an explosive ordnance disposal team that we would bring out a lot with our engineers, because we help them out a lot. We know some similar things, not to the level they do. Right. They have a 9-month school, and it's a challenging school. So those who get through it, they're very intelligent. So we go out there, and I see the tracks on the left. So I'm assuming these guys I can see on the Blue Force tracker, they're kind of just right over here, but I can't visually see them. And so I said, okay, we're going to go down there. Well, apparently what had happened is they had started to go down that left side. They backed up and they went around this right side. When they went around the right side, they got hit by an IED. There was an improvised explosive device that was in the ground, took off the front of the truck. The passenger broke his leg, but otherwise nobody was killed. And they were in one of their trucks. So we were going to go, support them, get a wrecking crew out there, get everything out of there. Well, I went down the other side. We hit an IED. It was 150 to 200 pound IED. So we had the whole front end ripped off the truck. We flew about 20 feet in the air, landed on the back. The mine rollers, if you can picture a cotter pin, probably about 3 to 4 inches circumference. And those held up. It was the cold rolled steel of the chassis that split. And you're probably talking 3-inch, 4-inch cold rolled steel that split. Mine rollers flipped forward. We went about 20 feet in the air, landed on our back, rolled over backwards. Corporal Curtis Michael Swenson from Rochester, Minnesota was killed. And Brian Thompson and myself were medevaced. And so, that was the worst day of my life. And from that, I received a Purple Heart. Thompson did as well. Curtis did as well. But everything that I do with this organization now with Roger Up is to honor Curtis and honor his family, because Curtis's dad, Dave Swenson, served in the Marine Corps with 1st Battalion 9th Marines out of Camp Horno in California, and Curtis's mom served in the Army. And so everything that we do is to support them. And I mean, we've been able to do some wonderful things for honoring them at the Buffalo Rodeo, bring them out on some of the different events that we go to.
That's great.
But, keeping them in our hearts always, because it's every day for them. They have a son that didn't come home, and it's been, we're coming up on,
and that was 2010.
It's 2010, so we just hit 15 years.
15 years.
Which just seems crazy.
Yeah.
We say it every year. It's
right. It's bizarre. Well, I mean,
yeah. So we got medevaced. We called air in for, we wanted Overwatch, and we wanted, to get, one KIA and 2 wounded off the battlefield. Well, then they're like, oh yeah, birds are 6 hours out. Okay. Well, all of a sudden we see this figure coming, walking down in front of me. Got 4 more vehicles, and we're going, who the fuck is this? And all of a sudden, here comes, we see this, a bird on the front. Well, this is a full bird colonel. This is an officer level 6, one below a 1-star brigadier general. He's gonna put his dick on the table, and he's gonna tell us what's what.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on here, gents? Air's off station, sir. And you're kind of like, you just sees, an officer. I'm not in the mood to deal with you. Okay, bullshit. Give me the horn. He gets on comm, break all channels. He freaking shuts down all comm, and he's like, get me air on station now. Like, shut the whole area down. Everybody cease. This is our show now.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, we had 2 gunships flying above us, providing overwatch. We had 2 Black Hawks on the deck, 1 Black Hawk for Curtis, 1 Black Hawk for Brian and I. They got us off the battlefield. And then they flew us to Bastogne, which was the British side next to Camp Leatherneck. So we flew out there, and then spent a couple days in the Wounded Warriors tent, just to make sure we had to have all our wits about us, so to speak. But 6-7 days later, they said, you're good to go. And they flew us back out there. And on the 8th day, I went back out on a mission. I was absolutely shaking, but I said, and I told my commanding officer, staff NCOs, first sergeant, master sergeant, and the only time I've ever cussed to an officer, they were like, well, option A, here's a set of keys, and here's a radio. And I was a corporal at the time. I ended up getting out as a sergeant. So they're like, you can be corporal of the guard. Basically, when we call you, you come and you open doors. No. Okay. I was a section leader. I'm in charge of 4 trucks, 16 Marines. These are my guys. They need to see that you can get back on the horse and everything. And they're like, well, option 2, we're sending you to Germany. We're sending you home, and you're done. And I said, sir, these guys got to see. And so I said, sir, I said, I got to be like blunt. And so I just made the choice to say, sir, there's no fucking way. And you're never supposed to do that. And I said, these guys got to see me get back on this horse. I've got to get back out there. We got to finish the mission. And so he goes, all right, fine. He goes, and I know you lead by example. You lead by the front, but he goes, you're not in lead vehicle anymore. He goes, you pick any of the others. I don't care. I said, good to go. I'll take Vic 3. So I was in vehicle 3 then for the remainder of our mounted patrol stuff. We still did some dismounted patrols as well. But then I was able to show my guys that we can come back from the brinks of hell, and we can live through these things, and there's going to be milestones in our life that God's going to put at us, and we need to be able to move forward from them in a positive manner. And so finished the tour, ended up coming home, and then it was an experience, and it was a life-changing experience. Right. So now to be able to move forward with Roger Up is part of that. The term Roger Up was always every morning, all vehicles, Roger Up. As you are your personnel, your food, your water, your chow, your comm, your weapon systems, your vehicles, are you squared away to where we can go get in the fight? Now what it means is, are you okay? Are you okay with your personal life, with your, marital status stuff, or your child care issues? If you're a single parent, is there anything with being underemployed or unemployed? Is there something where, the employment is affecting you from a mental health standpoint? Is there something that can be helped out with, vehicle repair? There's so many aspects of things that we get thrown at in life on a regular basis. So how can we be of service to that to help you with your mental health? And so then to be able to Roger Up to us means, you're living life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness to the best of your ability. And we want to be able to assist in that.
Absolutely. So what point when you got back, did you switch to the Roger Up program? I mean, what brought that on?
The term is a Marine, sailor, soldier without purpose, or idle hands, or dangerous hands. Mm-hmm. I felt like I really struggled in those first 2 years being back. Truth be told, I had that 9 mil cocked in at my temple on 3 different occasions because of survivor's guilt, and also because of no purpose. I wore a uniform. The hardest basic training that the United States has to offer. I'm very proud to be a United States Marine. I always will be. Once a Marine, always a Marine. And to be able to go, okay, but now if I don't have a uniform on, how can I be a Marine? So how can I be of service? So that's where a lot of our men and women struggle, is because we're bred into service, in serving our country in any way of shape or form, same as our first responders are, whether it's police, fire. I mean, you see, at the game fair, how many firefighting shirts did you see this last 2 weekends? I can't even count. So, and the sad part is with our law enforcement, they don't showcase that as much because there's a different connotation to that. And it's very unfortunate, but there could be some hatred that's around them, or they can be targeted and they need to be safe. Right. But that doesn't mean that they don't go through the same struggles and the mental health things on a regular basis. So basically what I did was, for the first few years, I was in college. I went to Dunwoody. I got a degree in construction management. So I was very just focused on that and working, and then I guess trying to find the place. But those first 2 years were a big struggle. And I'm glad I'm not a statistic, because I felt like had I done that, then the enemy wins. They would have had one more tally on their chalkboard, for against us. And I didn't want that to happen. So 2016, I had my very first meeting. Kay and Dave Swenson, my Gold Star family, were there with some other individuals from the Patriot Guard and some friends and people that I served with in the Marine Corps Reserve. So I did join the Marine Corps Reserve for 6 months after. I absolutely hated it. It didn't last very long. When you got me sleeping outside in a World War I tent that has a single post in the center, we got a box where we had to send the junior Marines out to get firewood. And it's February, and I'm sleeping in the snow. I'm going, where the fuck am I? So this is
sleeping in the snow in Minnesota in February.
In February,
in Minnesota.
Camp Beverly. Yeah. Why?
That sounds. Yeah.
We're fighting wars in sandboxes.
They got billeting there.
That was just it. There's a barracks right there, dude. What the? This makes no sense.
It had to be because you're a Marine, right?
That's just it.
Oh yeah, that explains it. Yeah.
What officer drew this training op off? Like he needs to get punched in the
Where is he from?
If you're listening right now, I will find you.
I think he was from Russia.
He was from someplace warm in February. I tell you what,
he's a snowbird.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So, we had the first meeting, and the original idea for Roger Up was to create a Google for veterans. I wanted a one-stop shop where you could type in your zip code. Boom, here's your county veteran service officer. Here's resources to finances to all these different things, lined up for you right there. And I'm going, Well, why reinvent the wheel? That's your county veteran service officer. They should know that.
Right.
Call them. County veteran service officers always first line of defense.
Okay.
So then you've got from there go into your Beyond the Yellow Ribbon chapters, your American Legions, your VFWs, your DAV chapters. You go to those different places to find, what you could be helped out with. And so I was like, okay, no need to reinvent that. So what else, what am I passionate about? I love the outdoors. I love to hunt fish. I'm more of a fisherman than a hunter. But I really love that. I'd love to do it more. I'd love to be able to show men and women who maybe don't have these opportunities that like God's green earth is an amazing place, and it's a place of healing. Right. There's been times that I've, sat in deer stands where, I've drawn that bow back and I'm like, I just need to sit in that moment, in that pocket, in that moment when they're there. I've watched, a doe, bleat and, spray in the air and do all these kind of things. And I'm like, I had a Marine with me one time and he's like, I've never fucking seen that. No. I've never seen that before. And I'm like, well, shit, me neither. Again, I don't know what just happened really, but yeah, they're just these amazing experiences. And so to be able to do that, but so we kind of said, okay, we put a logo and accreditation to it in 2018. In 2023, we went with a full launch and hey, here's our programs. This is what we're going to do. September 1st, we launched. And then as of yesterday, we just we have now raised over $300,000 in 23 months.
That's amazing.
Awesome. And it's all going back into the programming. We have a service animal program starting in January. We have a women's program, which is just, if anybody's interested or they're women listeners, just women@rogerup.org connects you to Berlin Fleury, who's our women's engagement coordinator for that. Mitch Wojcik, who is a Marine Corps Reserve veteran and Bloomington PD, will be doing our dog training. He's already phenomenally trained. He's in a master's degree level training right now. He'll come back as one of the highest trained dog trainers in the state. Wow. So we will put out an incredible product with that. But basically Roger Up now broken down is we take veterans, first responders, and their family members on all access paid outdoor adventures with an emphasis on mental health. So if we can, we try to bring a licensed psychologist or a mental health professional on our trips with us, whether we're hunting, fishing, camping, backpacking, dog sledding, snowmobiling, all kinds of fun activities for able and disabled bodies. We try to have group and individual sessions, but we do also recreational, outings too, if we are unable to have that mental health aspect. And like I said, with the service animals starting in the women's program, rock and rolling, we also do EMDR, rapid eye movement therapy, which is great for PTSD. We have equine assisted therapy. We do EAL and EGALA therapies, as well as riding therapy. And then we just started a cattle cutting team that we're putting together right now with Freedom Farm down in Waverly. And then let's see. What's the other one? Oh, we have a faith and fitness team to help with personal training, dietary needs, as well as faith, spirituality, and spiritual growth. So we really just wanted to thrive to be the first line of defense for mental health and to be more that than the outdoor adventures. The outdoor adventure is a cherry on top, but really we want to be in charge of the mental health stuff. And so as I complete my master's degree right now, I start school next week, my second year. I'm getting my degree as a LPCC, clinical mental health counselor, so I will be able to do the group and individual therapy sessions at that point.
Wow. That's great.
So
yeah,
it's a big undertaking.
Right. Amazing, actually.
Right. It's truly an amazing program.
Yeah. Thank you.
And the fact that you're able to offer all of that. And
right.
I'm thoroughly impressed.
Right. It's a lot to even wrap your head around. So how does somebody access the programs that you just mentioned?
So rogerup.org, so you can www or just rogerup.org. We have a Facebook page that they can follow on there. That's where we post a lot of our events. So we have 2 Second Amendment bingos that'll be coming up for fundraisers. One's in Buffalo, one will be down in BFW in Rochester. But then also just from the outdoor stuff, I mean, I've got right now on the books, I have 2 pheasant hunts, a possible deer hunt down in Mabel. I had somebody at the game fair want to do a duck hunt with us this fall. I've got a goose hunt down in Casson Manorville, but down by Rochester. Spring, South Dakota, snow goose hunt in I don't know where, but yeah, everybody always perks up
Isn't
with
like
that
Brookings?
one.
Isn't it by Brookings?
Is that with Jaron?
Is that with Jaron Anderson?
No, it's
Because we're booking one of those.
Right.
no, this is Alex Schumacher. He runs Snow Country Outfitters. something
Okay.
like that. So yeah, and so he's got one down there that we're going to do with him,
That's
and then
cool.
we're doing a spring turkey down in either Iota or Iota or Mabel areas, so almost Iowa border. But it's we're always looking for, if people are, when you go to the website, if you go to the bottom, the phone number is me. It's my cell phone. It is. You don't get anybody else. This is not a Google chat or Google Voice crap. I hate that. If you're struggling, you get me. And I'm not an emergency situation. You got an emergency, 911, mental health emergency, 988. I will stand on that all day. But if you are struggling and you need some help with resources, mental health, physical health, veteran services, disability claims and benefits.
Right.
We got a lot of stuff we can help, get you at least guided in the right direction, or maybe help out with internally. But there's a lot of organizations out there, and especially for veterans trying to get through the healthcare side of things, the VA benefit side of things, and the cemetery and afterlife. They're their own whales. There's so much information to all that stuff. So, but go to the website, you go to the bottom, either make a phone call or you can send a message. It'll go to info@rogerup.org. And I respond to that accordingly. There's volunteer opportunities. There's a bunch of different stuff on there. If people are looking at purchasing any of our merchandise, all merchandise is on there for sale, from our hooded sweatshirts, women's racerbacks, T-shirts, long sleeve T-shirts, hats, all on there. I try to keep the prices low on them, but all of the proceeds go right back into the program.
I got mine on the way.
Yeah,
I got mine on the way.
It should be here today. It's a 2-day ship, so I saw it come up. I was on the computer when I was like, "Oh yeah, that's him." Yeah. And so I was like, I saw it at like 9. It came in at 9:30, 9:36. I see it, and I was just unplugging the computer to go over to the printer to start putting the packages together. So yeah, it shipped almost within the hour.
That's funny. Just before we came on, I was looking. I was like, "Oh, that shirt or that hat is awesome."
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think I got a T-shirt.
I should have brought some stuff.
I think I got that T-shirt you're wearing, actually.
Yeah.
I was looking at that one.
Yeah. Well, I think I got to give a shout out because just like 4 or 5 blocks down this road, we have a one of a kind veterans crisis response team. It's
really?
one of the first in the state, and I have to give a shout out to them because I help work with them guys sometimes.
That's
the
wonderful.
First call for help, 211. If you're local, if you're a veteran and you're having a mental health crisis, you can give them a call. And they have a team specialized for veterans helping veterans. So that's I just have to give them a shout out. My wife works with them, so
okay. No, that's wonderful, and that's those are always great. I'll leave a couple extra brochures down there. Just again, this is the way I look at this is be a part of the solution, not the problem. And this is one team, one fight. And I've run into, of course, with the not-for-profit world, you're swimming with sharks sometimes.
Right.
And it's, we're all chomping at the bit for corporate sponsorships and this and that. It's like, whether you raise $1 million and you save one life, or whether you raised $10 and you saved, 100 lives, either way, be a part of something greater than yourselves, do something to, for me, it's walking in faith.
Right.
I'm doing this as a healer to help others to heal.
Right. And I think what they do is they would take advantage of Roger Up, because we have veterans calling there say, "Hey, I want to do some of these things." And they need somebody like you to point these veterans to.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, my wife was telling me this. I asked her, I was like, "Hey, I'm talking to Zach. What should I be concerned with? What questions should I ask?" And she's telling me stories of like, we have this disabled vet that wants to go ice fishing so bad. Yeah. We need somebody to take him.
Yeah.
So,
and that's where, like, cause I always want to go, there's a little bit of a vetting process. Like, I want to make sure and maintain everybody's safety first.
Right.
I don't want a Chris Kyle moment,
right,
where it's like, "Oh yeah, let's take a bunch of vets to the range." And then, yep.
Yeah.
And that's such a sad story. And it happens because I had somebody the other day at an event, and it wasn't game fair, but they came up to one of our booths and said, "Oh yeah, I want to be a part of this. I used to work with this other organization." And I'm like, Okay, screening process. I went to somebody at that organization and said, hey, do you know this person? They're like, yeah, their mental health, unfortunately, is not in order right now. And so I go, okay, well, I hope he does reach out to me because I would like to help him to address those needs first. So maybe then someday he can get back into this. But, I don't want to create liability situations. And then with elderly and stuff like that, I mean, the vets homes, there's 5 locations with MDVA, Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs, that have talked to us and said, hey, we got a bunch of old timers here, like Minneapolis and Silver Bay, that would love to get out and do something. And I'm going, okay, then my wheels start spinning. How do I make this happen?
Right.
How can I get them safely from their facility to set location? And that was actually one of my goals, was like, I got to get like 3 Ice Castle fish houses. I want 2 RV sleepers, and I want a Grandpa's hideaway. And I had this whole thing in my mind, like, I'm going to build my own little area out here, and we're going to do it on Lake Mille Lacs. Okay, we got this. I'll be in this one, and I'll have the vets over here, and I'll do the group and individual therapy or individual therapy sessions in the Grandpa's hideaway while they fish, while the other guys are kind of doing some more like camaraderie time, or gals or whoever. And I'm like, okay, I got to make that happen. So, and again, situation like this, just to get them out, even if it's for a day.
Right.
Like, all right, hey, 0800 bus is going to be there. We're going to go out. We're going to fish until whatever, breakfast, lunch, dinner provided. I'll have them back here by, whatever, set time. I think it would be wonderful. And so, and again, this is where corporate sponsorships and everything come into play, because this is not cheap.
Right. No doubt.
Even just for the, we got 20 veterans hunting all day December 6th and the morning of December 7th down for this goose hunt, and it's famous, $5,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So and sometimes that's not easy to raise. Somebody writes a check for that. That's a blessing, but it's a blessing if it's $5. So
true story.
Everything helps. And I mean, people can go on the website, they can donate directly on there if they choose to. And it's hard. I've got more and more partnerships coming with corporate sponsorships, and we are actually looking at, fingers crossed, we'll see if it's in the good Lord's plan kind of thing, but looking at a resort up on Lake Cabotogama that is for sale. And so if we have that ability, and again, hey, we're not too far, load up whatever, we would have 7 or so cabins up there, that's going to freeze over more quickly. Get them up there, get them fishing, and then have a wonderful weekend. Get them out of their facility. But then again, I got to go, okay, medications, and do we bring nurses with, and the logistics to it. And I go, because that's where and I'm glad my head works that way.
Right.
Because it's just, you want to dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
Well, you have to when it comes to their health.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where does most of your funding come from now? Is that just sponsorships, or is it
me
donations?
pounding the pavement?
Yeah.
And so American Legions, VFWs, Rotary clubs, Lions clubs has been, and the DAV chapters has been kind of the majority of it. We had an absolutely wonderful donation from Adolphson and Peterson Construction, who was a former employer of mine before I went into the veteran service stuff. Donated $50,000 to us last year. And September 18th, we are actually receiving a second donation. We don't know the amount, but we are receiving a donation then. And MSMA military, it's a military softball organization, has a weekend tournament in Anoka, September 13th, 14th, and 15th. And so we're going to be receiving a donation from them this year, which is an absolute honor. It's fun. You want to watch some serious shit talking?
Yeah,
You've got a team of Marines that play against a team of Navy sailors, against a team of Air Force airmen and women, against a team of Army soldiers. 4 teams, round robin, more beer than you know what to do with.
Yeah.
Those boys and girls, oh my God, they're like, dang, dude, this is a family thing. They're absolutely awesome group of people, though. So it's that'll be a lot of fun. But so now it's now I'm just looking towards some of those Fortune 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 companies to help us out, because after, as if I don't have enough goals here. After, if we purchase this place on Lake Cabotogama, the ultimate goal for us is to build a 200 to 500 acre ranch with 50 to 100 tiny homes to house homeless veterans, as well as to have veterans and first responders come up to what will be a mental health, drug and alcohol rehabilitation facility. So we'll have our main facility that will have chow hall, multi-purpose room. You will have your drug and alcohol counselors, your mental health professionals, your employment specialists, your case managers. All the staff will be in one location. And then there will be a personal training dietary facility, hot yoga studio, Pilates studio type thing, hopefully chiropractic room. And then we'll also have a dog training facility and our own barn with 2 to 6 horses for equine assisted therapy, all on one location. I have full scale drawings and renderings from HGA Architecture for this whole thing. And it's got a price tag that makes me want to buy it. But I turned 40 and I kind of gave it a gulp and I said, well, good Lord's got 40 years left in me. That this is my life's work. I'll do everything I can to make this happen. And met some people in the recent future or recent, time frame that are like, let's make this happen the next 5 years. Like, well, don't gas me up. Don't do that. And I got to create sustainability and everything like that. Right. But ultimately to be able to have, a place and I speak on my faith a lot. So, as a man of God, I was listening to a podcast. I follow Elevation Church, Pastor Stephen Furtick out of North Carolina. And one of the things that he was talking about the other day was there's a lot of times that in our lives, we plant the seed for a tree that we will never have the shade underneath and to where we will never be able to reap the benefits of the fruits of it. But so if I can be here to plant those seeds today, knowing that I will never be able to reap anything from it, then I've done my mission in this world. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's I'm like, wow, that one hit me the other day when I was driving. I was like, it's where I'm at. I feel like all I can do is do everything in my power to build it. And if people call me crazy, well, people called Noah crazy and he took him 100 years to build an ark and look what happened.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Well, I think it's a great mission to take on yourself.
Oh, yeah. And what a resource that would be, other than the whole pseudoscience chiropractic bullshit. I had to throw that in. My brother's a chiropractor.
I need an adjustment right now. You guys just want to run and jump on my back.
Right. But no, I mean, that honestly sounds like a necessity for our veteran community.
It does. At this day and age, it absolutely does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And MDHA as an organization and at our chapters all around the state, we're always looking for opportunities to give back to the veteran community.
Absolutely.
We get those requests all the time, and unfortunately, a lot of them don't fit into our financial constraints. What we're allowed to spend money on, because it has to follow within our mission as well. Mm-hmm. But that's where Roger Up comes in,
right?
Because all of this connection to the outdoors and the hunting and the fishing. So our chapters will be listening to this.
Absolutely.
And I hope that you'll be hearing from a lot of them with.
Well, and with some of our hunts, that's the beautiful part is like when we go to Sand Pine down in Avon, I mean, he's got 2 tracks wheelchairs down there. I've got one that got donated to us. So even if it's like, hey, if somebody, and that's been, some of the dreams that I have with this, if I'm just, because I zone out plenty, but is like, oh my gosh, how amazing would it be if I could get a veteran in a Trax wheelchair? We're going to build a deer stand where they could actually drive it all the way up, turn and go all the way in, 2 sliding doors. They've got plenty of room where they can turn around and do whatever. You can put 1 or 2 people in there to assist. And then we get like a quadriplegic. And we get one of those rigs set up to where they can have the hose in them, and we put them on a deer and to sit there and have them blow into that thing and put a deer in the ground. I can just see myself just turn it into a puddle. Right. Everybody in there, and they're going to sit there and probably go, I didn't ever think I was going to do this again. Right. And to have that opportunity to do that for them, or to take a veteran fly fishing where we could do an EMDR, rapid eye movement therapy, and they're moving that rod back and forth while that EMDR is working. It would be a fabulous tool to do it there. Yeah. And to be able to like experience those things. And, and again, it's like, think outside the box. And that's where, like, for your chapters, we are always looking for people to go, hey, I got land. I've got a ground blind. I've got this, I can put people on deer. I can put people on, birds or whatever they're choosing to do. Or if they work for corporate sponsorship, companies, go to your marketing teams,
right?
Go to the marketing team. Hey, I got this organization that works with veterans and first responders. And it's a lot of outdoor adventures and mental health. Leave it at that. Send them to me. I've done that spiel, oh my gosh, more times than I can imagine. But yeah, it's getting them in connection with us, letting them know. And then chances are they've probably got a group of veterans that all are working there that now we can provide the resource to that, that corporate organization as well.
Yeah. Well, funny you should mention that, because what are we, 3 miles from where we are right now is our office?
Yep.
Yeah. About 3 miles just north of here. We got 140 acres, tree stands, ground blinds, all of it. And we would love to work on a program with you.
For sure.
It's archery only, but yeah.
Oh, I've got 2 compound bows. I think I gave one. Well, I'm seeing him on Saturday. He's still got my crossbow. Okay. Thank you for reminding me that.
Well, we definitely have resources for, arch equipment.
Right.
Crossbows,
Yeah, right. 100%.
bows. We've got the resources to get that. So,
Right.
Fantastic. No, I'd be, if you guys are, something to set up, I'd love to continue to have meetings and talk about something. And, I've got people who are begging all the time. Oh, when can I do this? When can I do this? Well, I want to sign up for this, and so, and of course we're what, T-minus 15th, 16th. I didn't even see what the archery opener is.
13th of September. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So countdown begin. You guys warming the shoulders up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Working on it.
Yep. I've been practicing and getting my son out, trying to practice. I don't think he's going to actually probably archery hunt this year, just too new to it, but maybe get him out with a crossbow. Who knows? You know?
Yeah. Well, and I'll be fully transparent. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I've still to this day never put a deer on the deck. I grew up, my parents were not into the outdoor community at all. I had to find my own love for it. I have made more mistakes than I can 7 years of them. Right. But that's where, and they're my own faults, to not controlling my breathing, to scent control, to wind, to not, planning ahead or proper planning to where I'm going to be and what stand at what time of day. All these different things that I have no knowledge on.
Yep.
And so to be able to bring them to, folks like yourselves and to go, wow, we'd love to do this. And it's like, well, I'm going to learn how to do this. Just like even with like the horseback riding and the cattle cutting, I barely know how to ride the dang horse.
Right.
And now we're cutting cattle. Fuck it. All right. Well, let's do this.
Exactly.
So I just want to keep absorbing everything. And I want to give others like myself who maybe grew up in a place where, I'm a Southwest Minneapolis high school graduate. Like and that's, we didn't grow up with that. But then the love that I have for the outdoors now is like why I moved out to where I live now. I bought a house on a lake and bought a pontoon boat so I can fish off it. I can bring people out there, and that's my speed.
Yep.
So I want to show other people this life because I know they're going to get hooked on it. And if they're battling their demons, if they're battling against drug and alcohol, boy, this is more of an expensive hobby, I feel like.
But it's healing too.
It is.
Right.
At least it's a good kind.
Yeah.
And there are resources, right?
Right.
To
absolutely.
get over that initial barrier.
Right.
But no, so yeah, I just, I would love to get more into it, and there will be a day and a time, and but there's, like I said, there's also been times where I've been drawn back, and I'm just like, I love the moment, I love that pocket. It's so therapeutic to me, and so that's been some pretty special moments with veterans and other people, and it's been a great time.
Right.
Well, and I think even as a true hunter, we all have those experiences. We're like, do you really want to, take that animal or whatever?
You don't want it to end right here.
Exactly. I want to observe,
right.
So I think we all have that experience. Obviously yours is a little bit more different, but we all have that spiritual idea as we're in the woods as true hunters.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And and again, just, put others onto because it's an addiction. It's, you look forward to it. You look forward to the openers for the different seasons. You look forward to the camaraderie time with family or friends or boys weekend, or, even for this stuff, like, hey, we're taking a group of, women veterans out who they have no idea what's what, but hey, we're going to give it a go.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think as hunters, we all know that deer camp is, the big draw.
Oh,
The camaraderie between hunters.
That's our
and
Christmas.
time. Oh, absolutely. It's like you spend the time you spend with those guys at deer camp is amazing.
Yeah.
You probably know Joe Schmo's making, whatever, something, and you're like, oh my God, I only get it once a year. But the way he makes it is just comatose after that one.
We used to have that when we go to Camp Ripley for the archery hunt.
Right.
We would only see this group of guys once a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was our deer camp. We take the campers down into Camp Ripley, which is a whole different animal of hunting within itself. But same thing. My wife would make chicken noodle soup. This other guy, he would make chili. And I mean, it was just so cool because I didn't have deer camp growing up.
Right.
Till I moved up here. And then, Camp Ripley was our deer camp. So it's just pretty neat. Yeah. And then we, the three of us, it seemed if it was turkey camp, we went pheasant hunting, and that's the thing is to have that camaraderie with each other and hunting and everything. So,
and that's where because if I've got somebody who's struggling, I've said, hey, 2 months, I got a hunt you can go on.
Yep.
They may look forward. They may hang on to that glimmer of light, that special thing that they get to do. They may hang on to that for that 2 months, and that might get them over some hurdles that we didn't know that they were battling.
Yep. Right.
Because for a lot of us veterans, first responders and alike, there are demons in there, and they talk. Some guys they talk to us, and it's like, because war is hell.
Yep.
Period. War is hell.
Yeah. For sure.
You didn't think that people could do that to each other, but when you see it, it's not like the movies.
Right.
So
you've lived it. So. Yeah, and I think obviously coming from us, we're more of the hunting crew. But I mean, I think that little, like you said, that little bit of light there. I'm going fishing, I'm going hunting, snowmobiling. That is something to look forward to. It occupies the mind. Right. I mean, because how often are we like off on these shoots looking at, hey, this piece of equipment, that clothing, this hunt, we can watch this on YouTube. It occupies the mind. And I think that's a gift to give to somebody.
Absolutely.
I mean, my wife may not agree, but.
Well, no, I think you're exactly right. Because like from the moment, you walk up, you put your hands on that deer.
Right.
You're thinking 12 months till I get to do this again.
Exactly.
Yep. And I'm not battling demons like these vets are.
Right.
So to be able to give that hope and those opportunities to them is truly inspiring.
Well, yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I've been with other organizations as a volunteer. Where the DAV down in Rochester puts on a phenomenal deer hunt down there. Camp Ripley just announced it and put out all its information for its disabled vets, deer hunt, and and so there's plenty of people out there that are doing it, and it's there's some fantastic organizations out there, and do your homework on them. Some you want to be careful. Like if you're, maybe a friend of Bill W. and you're in sobriety and you're trying to stay sober, make sure that's not a recreational trip. A recreational trip may put some challenges in front of you. So make sure you're going in the right place. And that's where we want to create a spot of whether the person is, in sobriety or battling something, that we created, more of a safe space for them to be able to experience this. And, for me, it doesn't matter. I can go a couple days without a beer. That's no problem, but that's me. Right. Now, the person to my left or right, they may be 6-7 days a week, and it's like, this is not a good idea.
Yep. Right. Yep,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And there's been some amazing experiences that I've done with like Wounded Warriors in Action, Wounded Warriors United. There's some great Purple Heart recipient specific organizations that are around Minnesota that have been phenomenal. And one of the guys actually decided he wanted to, get away from them, and he's been going to work with us now instead. So, and his hunting camp, if you want to call it that, is not really a camp. He, very successful man. And I'll just say this, the floor are 24-inch by 24-inch marble tile with fully heated floor. I'm just going to say that.
That is a camp.
Yeah.
Right? It's some kind of camp.
Yeah. So we have to get you guys down there. There's some big deer down there.
Heck yeah.
That twist my arm.
Right.
You're about Iowa border down there. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we'll take a drive.
Yeah, right. Don't. Heated marble floors. That's.
Yeah, what are you doing September 13th?
I'll be at MSMA sometime.
No, and I just I think back to to getting the getting veterans out and doing the hunts. And you talked about, going in a track wheelchair. Well, my father-in-law, he was an Army vet, and he was in the VA in St. Cloud, later in life and whatnot. But if he could have got out, a few more times hunting, that I was unsuccessful to take him out in.
Yeah.
But a program like yours would have been, awesome for him to be able to do.
Well, so let me ask you guys this. Let's go around the horn with this one. Because I asked all my hunting and fishing liaisons when I first brought them all together. I said, tell me who you are, tell me your name, branch of service, let's get to know each other, whatever, blah, blah. And then I said, tell me your dream hunt. And of course, most time you go around the room and Dall Sheep, Alaska. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, dude, I don't got $45,000. We're not there yet. But if you guys had that opportunity where I said, hey, we got a great partnership with, Down the Barrel. We got a great partnership with, you guys' organization, the chapters, and if it was outside of Minnesota or inside of Minnesota, what is something that you would love to go and say, hey, Roger Up's going to, allow me to go with this veteran on this type of trip? What would you choose and where?
Can I say Alaskan Dall Sheep? I don't know. I've been really wanting to do a caribou hunt.
Oh, there you go.
Recently. Yeah, you've been talking about
I've had
that.
a few people.
Yeah.
We've actually, one of the organizations that we were with, Patriot Assistance Dogs, she's from Detroit Lakes, and her team member was fishing in Alaska while we were sitting in the at the game fair. So, hey, look, 35-pound halibut. Hey, look, and you're like, cool, it's hot out here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That like how they're fully clothed and it looks cool, looks wonderful right now. But,
Yeah.
So then they were like, yeah, this organization actually can like do some of that stuff with the caribou. So like when you said that, I was like, oh, well, could maybe happen.
There you go.
So I feel like I'm living in a playground sometimes now. And I'm like, talk it, speak it into existence, figure out how to make it happen.
There you go.
So caribou. All right, check.
Honestly, probably getting an elk with my bow, in Colorado or Wyoming, Montana, any one of those states, but getting an elk with the bow. And honestly, for me, it doesn't have to be a huge elk. I mean, just a simple, 5x5 or something would be sufficient.
Sufficient. There you go.
I mean, it doesn't have to be big.
In I guess
That's what your wife says, right?
She's used to that.
Sufficient.
It's sufficient.
It's sufficient. It works.
We can go down that rabbit hole, but
Right?
Yep, it works.
Oh,
I'm actually going out to Wyoming next week, so I might network for you a little.
there you go.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll be in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, a week from today.
Oh, I love that town.
Yep, so going to be out in Idaho for a little bit. Tetons and Yellowstone, but
Sweet.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
They heard they got elk out there.
Oh man, and then there's nothing better than elk jerky. I'm sorry. Yep.
Nice.
Yum.
Nice.
Yep. What about yourself?
Mine would be a Yukon Moose River hunt.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be
Yeah.
mine. That's big, but
But that'd be, some of those where you see them, float the Yukon.
right.
And they do the whole, build a shack on top of it,
Right.
live on it for a while, and you're self-sufficient for X amount of days.
Exactly.
That-
Drop me off out there and let me go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Boy, that'd be something else. Yeah. And again, it's just like, that's where I want people to have those moments of going like, this is an experience that I've dreamed about.
Right.
And it may not always be, but hey, if there's a corporate sponsorship that says, hey, you know what? We want to write you a check for $100,000. I'm going to sit there and go, okay, cool. How can we use that for programming, for all these other goals that we have? But how can we take, a little portion of that and go make something just spectacular happen for a group of individuals? And that's where my mindset is at with things like that. So, have some of their exec, you got two executives and you're going to have, say like one of you guys comes out as a guide if, one of our team members can't, and you're going to go up and do just that. And we've got tags for everybody or whoever.
Yeah.
Right. So when you,
Well, hold on.
go ahead.
What's your dream hunt?
Oh yeah.
What's mine?
Yeah.
I would really, I don't know, and I don't know where, but like I really have started to get more into fly fishing and still just practicing with that and catching sunnies. It's a start.
Yeah.
That would be, and then I've Alaska brown bear, I think would be cool, but I'd also shit my pants.
Yeah.
So that just doesn't sound enjoyable when you hear some of the stories about like, you know, oh yeah, bear sat on me or I scratched at the tent. I'm like, So something like getting dropped off, and like, of course, when you watch the shows like the Brooks Range in Alaska, or something, where you get flown out there, you get dropped off, and you're just kind of like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I think it would just be, for me, it's scenery is always huge. Yeah. So love mountains. You know, elk hunt would be definitely a dream. But yeah, I would say probably elk or something in the Brooks Range.
Yeah. Well, and you just said you're going out to Jackson Hole area.
Yep.
You bringing the fly rod?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, you need to change that plan.
I know. It's going out for the girlfriend's weekend. So 2 days in Idaho, and then she's never been out there. So she likes to paddleboard and do all that stuff. So it's like, I don't know if I'm breaking away for any of that kind of stuff. So I'm
give her a life jacket and a paddleboard and go fishing.
That's kind of where I'm at. Or else just like, just go upstream when I see you coming down.
Right. There you go.
I have never had better fly fishing than in the Wind River Range. Just up like around from Jackson.
For Togety, up by Togety?
Nope, it would actually be on the southeastern, more eastern from Jackson.
Yeah,
there's some opportunities like there's a turkey hunt out in Hewlett, Wyoming. That's a lot of fun. And it's an Old West turkey shoot. So they bring veterans out there, and they've asked us to like help out with like veteran stuff as well and whatnot. But that's like, we're a 2-man team. We got a guide, and then, you know, so if we said, hey, we want to have like 1, 2, 3 guides, we're going to get 6 veterans out there. You get 2 shotgun shells for each veteran, and then they get to sit there. They have to take their first shot. If they hit their turkey, that gets you more points in the overall score to things. If you come back and say, here's my second shell, I didn't use it, but puts you on some beautiful Merriam. And I mean, I was my first turkey that I did out there. Now, I was a dumbass. I was low crawling. I'm thinking like, I'm going to sneak up on him. I'm going to do this. I'm low crawling, and then nobody's going to yell at me. And it's like, you do realize it's May and the rattlesnakes are waking up. And I'm like, I didn't think about that. So here I am in this tall grass, and I'm low crawling up. And I'm like, I'm going to get this fucker. And I need to go over the hill, and I jump over, and if I would have looked back, there was just this ridge of like perfect area where they would have, probably been rattlesnakes at night that would have come out and sunned themselves. Yep, jumped right over that, ran to the bottom of the hill, and then low crawled all the way up, just sweat like crazy. Ended up getting it, of course. I hit it. It didn't move, and I went, shit. Reached in my pocket, grabbed the second shell, just put a lead on it, hit it, got it down, and it was like, 24.2 pound bird, 1.5 spurs, 8.5-inch beard. Nice. But I'm like, I kind of got spoiled on that. That's first bird. Like, we don't have that here in Minnesota.
I was going to say, what, have you gotten one here?
No, the hard way with the vehicle, sure, but that's always fun. A couple pheasants that way,
There you go.
No, but it's, again, this is where with the chapters and everything like that, beyond just deer hunting, if there's opportunities to come out, help us out, right now we have 3 liaisons, all Marines coincidentally right now. So good luck. They call us crayon eaters. So we're apparently short bus window licking crayon eaters. But you know what Marine stands for, right? Muscles are required, intelligence not essential.
Muscles are required, intelligence not. I'll have to remember that. My nephew's a recruiter here in town, so
I'll write that one down for you. Like, hey, come here, or else just go get a pack of Crayola crayons and be like, "You hungry?" He'll be like, "You."
I'm doing that on Thanksgiving because he always comes over on Thanksgiving.
So go to the grocery store, and they make like Crayola ice cream now and stuff like that.
They do, yes.
Yeah. And it's like, they'll be like, speaking my love language.
Totally doing that on Thanksgiving.
Again, there's lots of opportunities for you guys. So, we want people to come and be a part of this. This is not a, lead from the front. This is everybody come in and be a part of this family. Because that's what we're creating a culture of is this is a family. I want people to look forward to go like, oh man, I get to come to this organization for, Zimmerman American Legion this Saturday, Rib Fest. I got roped into being in the Donka tank thing. Yeah, boy. Okay. Well, it's going to be cold. I was training in Lake Superior last week. So
that's a good place to train.
Yeah, no, we just had a few cocktails and decided let's go swim in Lake Superior. That's what really happened.
Well, that explains things.
Yep.
But no, I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to work together.
Absolutely.
Roger Up and MDHA.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah.
I think we keep the lines of communication open and we find those opportunities as they present themselves.
Right
now for, the month of November. I mean, I know that's a lot of people take their personal time for, rifle shotgun season, things like that. There's been a lot of changes too. It sounds like down in southern Minnesota, they are going to have their rifle season now.
Not this season, but yeah.
One more season.
Okay. So one of our team members said, we're kind of waiting to see what was happening. So I don't know if there was a thumbs up to it, but that put one of our events down there. Cause it's like, well, we got to see what happens with down here. There's a lot of stands that are a little close together down there.
Right.
So, safety's paramount. And so it's like, well, but whatever we can do, with y'all, even if you guys just want to, come out to a Second Amendment bingo and just come have fun and talk about who you are as an organization, put a couple silent auction items in there and then I'll hand you the microphone and talk about who you guys are and what you guys do. Find more people to be a part of more things. I think the blessing in all of this is giving people opportunities to find their niche I want to be a part of something greater than myself. Whether that is, MDHA, whether that is Roger Up, whether that is a VFW American Legion or a DAV chapter, whatever it is, finding purpose for people is going to help them in their healing process. So
for sure.
Whatever we can do to help you to facilitate that and to keep, building MDHA, that'd be wonderful.
Right. Well, I think we want to help you build Roger Up for sure. And if there's somebody listening, which I'm sure there is, that wants to donate some money to you, I mean, what's the best way to do that?
One of two things. Either if you go to the rogerup.org website, there is a donate button that is connected to PayPal. Mm-hmm. They're more than welcome to do that. Purchasing of the clothing is, for me, I'm wearing the shirt all the time. I'm a walking billboard. I gotta be. Or just simply with our P.O. box, if they want to write a check, and if they require a 501c3 tax write-off, I can, write something out for them if they request it. But that's really the best ways to do it, or just come out and volunteer. And again, at the website, there's a tab that I want to volunteer. I heard you, on the podcast or wherever, it's always nice to know where you heard us from so that we can get some, background analytics to this and then be able to go, okay, this works.
Great.
So those are the best ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just want to give a shout out to you, Zach, because you're doing a great job. I mean, and your excitement or whatever you want to call it is infectious. I mean, we got it right from the get go when we met you down at Game Fair. We sat down after you left and we're like, man, we need to talk to him more. We need to talk to him more. And that's why we hiked down there. It's like, all right, let's go see if he wants to be on our podcast because this would be perfect.
I say yes to all these opportunities. And whether they're, a slam dunk or whether it's a layup or whether it's an air ball, it's like, to take the opportunities and to be given, the opportunity for a platform. So thank you guys all for that. I really appreciate the time, effort, and energy that goes into all of this. I want to speak with passion in this because I know that I shouldn't be here. And Roger Up is so near dear to my heart. I'm very blessed to do this full time now. And I can't wait to see where it takes me. And I just want to bring everybody along on the journey, because it's going to put us into places where I'm going to be sitting on a ridge in the Brooks Range.
Right. There you go.
Yep, exactly.
There you go.
Talked about this one on August 20th.
Yep.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
No. I think you're gonna do great.
Yep.
I love all the ideas, and we only wish the best for you, and hopefully that we can work together going down the road, doing more things together.
Any which way we can help, we'll find a way.
I would absolutely love that. Love that.
Me
That
too.
sounds like a great time.
Me too.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, it's over an hour now, guys. So we can probably you got to drive all the way back down tonight.
I'm driving 3 hours back down. Which is fine by me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and do we have anything else you want to cover? Anybody else want to shout out? Other than to all the crayon eaters out there.
Semper Fi to all my Marines.
There you go.
Hate every one of you equally. No, you guys, the biggest thing is if you are listening to this and you feel like you're struggling, don't suffer in silence. Ask for help. It is okay to not be okay. And, there is a purpose for you. Whether you want to believe that you're here for a reason or not, let us help you find it. And you may not be the answer tomorrow, but somebody's listening right now that is hopefully in tears going, God, I needed this.
Right. Yep. And, there's those of us out there that, we want to show you a different way and something to do and give you a little bit of light, Yes. If you're saying you're not alone. You can come join a deer camp, somebody, or a fishing camp or whatever it may be.
Yep.
There's a spot for you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. There's always a place at our table.
So give Zach a call. His phone number is on the website.
Yep. 612-239-3257.
Right. So check out.
That really is the number on the brochure.
I know. He puts it out there for everybody. He wants to talk to you. He wants to help you. And if you talk to him, he's infectious in a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, maybe, but
you're gassing me up, man. Keep it coming, brother.
Yeah. But no, we really appreciate it. Thank you for your service, and be sure to check out.
Absolutely. Thanks for the story.
Be sure to check out rogerup.org.
Right.
And if you get hungry on the way home, I think they have crayons at the gas station.
So I got to tell this last story. Air Force veteran, she freaking got me. I actually saw her yesterday at this event that I was at, and she still has the best dig I've ever had taken at me. It was birthday a couple years ago. Hey, I'm in your neck of the woods. And I said, all right, fine. Hey, yeah, here's a pack of beef sticks from McDonald's Meat Markets in Clearwater. Good place, good meats. Okay, yep. All right, cheese sticks, McDonald's Meat Market, good gift. Mm-hmm. I shake the next one. I know it's going to be a pack of crayons. Like, when I know it's, he goes, you take a million guesses right now. I promise you, besides the fact that, yes, it's crayons, you're never going to say it. I said, all right. I open it up, and I welled up when I opened it. She got me a pack of 24 all Purple Heart crayons. And I'm like, no way. And I literally I was just dumbfounded. I'm just welling up. I'm like, this is meaningful, but it's also the best shit talking shit I've ever had. And I'm like, fucking Air Force. That's so smart, right?
Exactly.
Literally it is too. So I call them Chair Force. Yeah. It's they're smarter than us. Okay.
Where do you even get that many purple crayons?
She's like, they sold it on eBay. And I'm like, I wouldn't have even thought that.
That's awesome.
That is awesome, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Zach.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for driving up.
Yeah.
And vets out there, rogerup.org. Check it out.
All right. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me.
The Minnesota Deer Hunters Association has been building our hunting and conservation legacy over the past 40 plus years through habitat, education, advocacy, and legislation in Minnesota for Minnesota.
The Minnesota Deer Hunters Association and Wolf.Report proudly sponsor this podcast. However, please note that the opinions, topics, and guests featured may not necessarily align with the views, beliefs, goals, or mission of our sponsors.
Dead Nuts Outdoors, creators of the most realistic 2D archery targets on the market. Practice how you hunt. Hit it dead nuts. Visit deadnutsoutdoors.com to gear up. Minbow, member-driven, bow hunter focused. Join today at mnbowhunters.com.